Hey there, everyone. What is up? Adam here from the Freight. Hope you guys are all having an awesome day. I wanted to go through and show you guys some things that have been on the turntable recently, some recent pickups, as well as some recent listens, and yeah, maybe a little band announcement as well. So stay tuned to the end for that. But in the meantime, if you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome. Please give a like and subscribe down below. Almost at 1,000. I've been almost at 1,000 for a while now. It'd be really cool to get up over there. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, maybe consider subscribing. I do a ton of talking about vinyl and music here, as well as stuff related to the band and announcements and all sorts of things. So welcome. All right, let's get right into it. I found a sealed copy of the Young Rascals Groovin' from 1967, and I was psyched about it. I found it at a thrift store. It was still, you can see it's still in the shrink now. I obviously I opened it to listen to it, but it's got the hype sticker with the hit song on it. This has Groovin' on it. This has How Can I Be Sure? Such an awesome quintessential like Brit 60s rock-ish band. When I say rock-ish, I just mean like it's got a touch of like lots of different things, kind of like R&B, kind of even a little early garage rock psychedelic thing going on. I would definitely wouldn't say this is psychedelic, but it's got enough like fuzzy, dirty guitars to make me, think about it a little bit. This has the, I guess this is how you tell a real first press. It's not an overly valuable record, but this one it has like this picture 90 degrees this way. I think from the research I did, that was how you found it. It's on the green and blue Atlantic. You can see how minty it is. Hopefully you can see that, but sounds really great. Just an awesome Brit invasion band, a little post-British invasion, but still like in that same vein. Super enjoyable listen. Sounded really great. The vocals are incredible on that record, and just lots of great songs, lots of great music. Super enjoyable listen. Was psyched to find that. Next, kind of staying with the British thing. Faces Long Player. This is one I've had for a long time. It's just I pulled it out to give a listen. This is the U.S. press, first U.S. press. Faces Long Player, of course, you got the Rod Stewart on vocals, you got Ronnie Wood, you got Ronnie Lane, and you have the green Warner Brothers label, the greenie. This is in fantastic shape too. What an amazing sounding record this is too. Talk about Faces is just so underrated. They just do not get the love that they deserve. This is like, for me, peak Rod Stewart. Faces, and even when it was with the Jeff Beck group, just so good, so good. There's a version of Maybe I'm Amazed on this. It's a live version, and it's freaking fantastic. Really great stuff. Sounds awesome. Faces is just quintessential kind of like drinking barroom fun rock and roll music vibes. Love Faces. That's a great record. If you ever see one of those out there, pick it up. It's awesome. All right, moving right along. I am definitely a big fan of that 70s, I dare I say, yacht rock, but into the really tight production stuff. Some of it gets a little too soft for my taste, obviously, but there is absolutely some of that gray area yacht rock stuff that I really, really enjoy. And I say yacht rock loosely. I'm not someone who is like blindly opposed to yacht rock. Unlike what's his name from Steely Dan who hates it, Fagan. But it is what it is. I'm not bothered by it at all. It's just another title in my opinion. There's some fantastic yacht rock songs out there. But I say that because this is one of those bands that I do not consider yacht rock, but they're gently approaching it, okay? This is the Atlanta Rhythm Section, Champagne Jam. If you guys know the Atlanta Rhythm Section, this is from 75, I believe. What a cool band, in my opinion. This is probably their most like polished record. Sounds really fantastic. It's got some amazing musicianship in this band, top to bottom. fantastic players. Like there's no slouches in this band. They're all awesome players. Sounds amazing. Really some great guitar work in here. And they're catchy, tight, funky songs. Like they're awesome with some rock. This is a great record, not expensive. This is probably one of their more well-known records. The title track, Champagne Jam's great. Check it out if you want a little taste. They're kind of like they remind me of like a slightly more polished Lynyrd Skynyrd, or a to me they're a lot like Little Feat as well, and I love Little Feat. So just check Atlanta Rhythm Section. That record is great. Really enjoyed it. Okay, getting into another one of my loves from the 70s, fusion. I love rock fusion. I love jazz fusion. Really all fusion I really enjoy. One of my favorite 70s artists in that realm, who was on so many different things with the Mahavishnu Orchestra, with Jeff Beck, and his own records like this one, is Jan Hammer, and this is The First 7 Days. So this is from the mid-70s here. You can see. Pretty cool. And this is like, it has 7 like musical suites on it that are 7 pieces of music that are the first 7 days of creation, right? That's what it's all instrumental. It's all incredible instrumental, incredible fusion. The synth sound on this will push your speakers to the limit. If you have an awesome system and you want to challenge your speakers and hear what they can really do, pick this up. This is great. Really, really fantastic listen. Top to bottom. This is a first press. Again, not an expensive record. If you are not into jazz rock fusion, or you haven't gone into it and you want a little taste, artists like Jan Hammer and that era of Jeff Beck, with Wired and those kinds of things, and Blow by Blow, but also like, the Mahavishnu Orchestra. There's so much great music there that, in my opinion, doesn't get talked about enough. And in my experience, and now collecting these records on vinyl, they sound so good. Like this record sounds amazing. This is like, talk about, sleeper audiophile titles. This is cheap heat right here. And this will test your speakers like nothing you're going to hear that comes out nowadays. Very unique, very awesome, beautiful music. He goes from synths to, open acoustic piano. There's guitars. There's just beautiful pieces of music on here that is an excellent example of jazz fusion and rock fusion. Love that genre. Love Jan Hammer. Check that out. Okay, to a more recent release from a reissue from Mr. Bongo. This was on the Groove Merchant. Originally on Groove Merchant. This is Ramon Morris' Sweet Sister Funk. This record is like a funky, rockin' firebomb of a record. It's so unbelievably good. This wasn't a record I was familiar with. I was scrolling around Mr. Bongo's website and I came across this. You can see the hype here. It's from 1973. It's sampled by DJ Shadow. Talk about a hybrid of funk, rock, tight groove. Chef's kiss. This thing sounds amazing. It doesn't say anything that it's all analog anywhere, I don't believe. It just says it is. It says who the mastering and stuff like that, but it doesn't say anything about all analog. So, but my God, it sounds amazing. This is like an incredible release, just an incredible release. So original lists are very desirable. You can see that Groove Merchant label that it originally came out on. Mr. Bongo does some really great stuff. If you guys know Mr. Bongo, check them out. It's actually just a really good website to visit and see what they're coming out with. Every now and then I have to remind myself to go on their website and see what they got listed, because every Mr. Bongo release I have is like super enjoyable and super unique. And they're typically titles that I hadn't originally heard of. I bet a lot of people who are very into this sort of genre and era of music, who are like deep in it, know that these pressings, the originals are great and go for big bucks. I'm not. I'm not like an OG aficionado, so I don't have that depth of knowledge. But I always remind myself to go on websites like Mr. Bongo, because their releases are so good. The Jazz Dispensary is another one that does great releases of like kind of unexpected, deeper titles that are just so good and worth your time for sure. So check out Mr. Bongo. This record is fantastic. Cannot recommend it enough if you're into that kind of soul jazz rock thing. Awesome stuff. Next, a Rhino Reserve title that I got probably a couple months back, but I can't even remember if I already talked about this one. It's just I listened to it again recently, and it's so damn good. So damn good. Donny Hathaway live. People say this is one of the, great sounding, great live recordings of this era from 72. You have songs on here like What's Going On, The Ghetto. He does a version of Jealous Guy, John Lennon's Jealous Guy. That's just so good. So freaking good. Donny Hathaway, of course, just a fantastic soul singer who we lost way too young. And this is a Rhino Reserve record cut by Matthew Luthans. Just awesome. The Rhino Reserves, I really dig the Rhino Reserve series. They do some titles that are, I'll show you this inside here. They do some titles that are right up my alley as far as like the classic soul thing. This record sounds really great. Beautiful soundstage. Just a great live recording. I can see why it's such a famous recording. It really is fantastic. And this Rhino Reserve release is great. Can definitely recommend that one. All right, next. I picked this up a couple weeks ago. Just randomly popped up at my local. Aaliyah, of course, another one who we lost tragically way too young. Aaliyah, she's that late 90s, early 2000s, was really coming into her own with some of these records. I believe this is her third record. It has that song, Try Again. Does she evolve and try again? How do you like that? My Aaliyah impression. I actually wasn't able to pin down what pressing this was. They're both on red. Both these discs are on red vinyl, and Discogs only has ones that are like red and gold or like a different one. I think this is a later reissue. I can't pinpoint when it was. Whatever this reissue is, the exact one wasn't on Discogs, but I can tell you that it sounds amazing, like absolutely amazing for like a sort of more modern hip hop record or R&B soul record, modern wise. What an excellent sounding record. Of course, you have Timbaland on some of the production here. This one has, cool insert. Of course, she's so gorgeous. And she has such an incredible voice. She was like really starting to come into her own. What a loss that was. Just an incredible artist with such great music. And this is 2 discs of music. And there was, I don't think I ever had a full copy of this record, even on CD in full. So to sit down and listen to it top to bottom, it was so enjoyable, right? It was so enjoyable. And it was something I don't think I ever would have done had I not come across that record. Like, I don't think I would have taken the time out to explore that record and really listen to it top to bottom. So it's like another kind of, for me, another hidden value of vinyl is like, I find something like that. Obviously, I know Aaliyah, love Aaliyah, remember her from back in the day. Wasn't totally familiar with that record, but I saw it. I'm like, I'm buying that, I'm definitely buying that. And I went home, I listened to it from beginning to end. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Sounds incredible. The production's great. You hear the bass, the way bass cuts on modern kind of R&B, like neo soul records or whatever, is really interesting to me. And like the recording process too, because obviously I'm a musician too, and we record music, and hearing these things and hearing the different genres of music, how they cut through on vinyl is so unique, different genres. And this was educational too. Like, I learned a lot from listening to the production on this record and how it sounds. Great stuff. Okay, last but not least, this is like a bit of a best for last situation. If you had to ask me right now, like top records of this year, this would be right there. What a freaking record this is. Parlor Greens from Colemine Records. Just came out. You can get it on the Colemine website, probably some other places too. Guys, this record is so freaking great. Okay? So freaking great. Parlor Greens, Emeralds. So you have Tim Carmen, Jimmy James, and Adam. Sorry, I can't see his last name. I want to make sure I get it right. Adam Scone, okay, on keys. Adam Scone's on keys, and Jimmy James is on guitar. Okay, so this guy here, Tim Carmen, he was in a band called GA20, who was like a Boston, New England blues band, and they made it pretty big, and they're still making records, but I think he left them, and I think he's pursuing this project. And okay, this record from top to bottom is an instrumental banger. I mean, like 60s rhythm and blues, think like Booker T and the MGs, but even a little groovier and a little like, I don't know, a little more open. Just freaking incredible. This was absolutely so enjoyable. One song you can check out on here, they do a cover of Jolene, Dolly Parton's Jolene, all instrumental. And man, do they funk that thing up. Just absolute fire on this record. Again, it's all instrumental. If instrumental rhythm and blues is your thing, you need to check this record out. I cannot recommend this record enough. I mean, like, really, if this is your thing, you're into Colemine Records, you know, you have a taste of what their flavor is. Classic sounding rhythm and blues, but also super modern. Like, it doesn't sound dated at all. The sound quality is amazing. Very modern, full, lush sound quality too. So it's not like you're buying a, 60s rhythm and blues record that sounds like kind of thin and tinny. Not that at all. This sounds huge, beautiful mastering. Sounds great. So this is Parlor Greens, Emeralds. I believe I got mine from the Colemine Parlor Greens website, so you can get it there. And I believe it's officially out now. Some of the variants have already sold out. I think some of those Colemine variants sell out very quickly. I just got the black vinyl, but please, if you're into that, that is a fantastic record. All right, so Parlor Greens, Emeralds, kind of my top recommendation there. All right, so thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's what's been spinning. That's what I've been listening to, kind of my thoughts on the stuff. Hope you guys, my thoughts, just so you guys know, my thoughts with sharing these records that I'm listening to. Number one, I enjoy talking about them. It gets me thinking about them in different ways. And as a musician, I enjoy that. I enjoy thinking about the sound. I enjoy thinking about the production of each record and the different genres. And I really enjoy the sound quality, of course, the music. But to me, I have a fascination with how music and recording sound on vinyl, because it is different and it means a lot to me. And it's something that, like, it's part of my quest. Everyone's quest is different, or listening experience is different. It's part of how I consume music is thinking about these things. So part of what I do is I share that with you guys. And if that's something you dig, like and subscribe. And also, as far as a little band announcement, we will be releasing some physical media soon. I'm not going to give you all the details, but if you're into vinyl, I think you're going to dig it. It's a cool thing that we are exploring. Well, we're done exploring. We're in the steps to get it done. I'm going to hold off on announcing it until we have some dates finalized, and then I will tell you all the details. But if you are familiar with us, our band The Freight, we released our record Tales of Maybe last year. You can buy it, link in this description, from our Bandcamp. It's gotten some great reviews from the vinyl community, and just everyone in the VC has been so supportive of it. People who have bought it have reached back out and said that they enjoy it. So if you're into rock and roll music, and with a modern twist, that is us, and you can check us out. The new record was called Tales of Maybe, came out last year, and we will be releasing something this year. I'm not going to go into all the details, but it will be coming this year for sure. All right, more to come. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next one. All right, peace.